Hello, everybody, and welcome. I guess I'm live on here. This is new to me. This is my second time doing it. But anyhow, I came to the Publix grocery store here to. I was gonna see what they had for like a deli to eat food wise, because like Walmart's always chicken, lots of chicken, and a lot of the stores I noticed chicken. I figured Publix would have something different. Well, when I came up here, I immediately had like homeless people coming up to me, wanting, asking for money. And you could see that they were desperate, but asking. And I helped out one guy, said he was a veteran. And I told him, man, I said, if you're drinking, I said, even the smoking, your cigarettes, I said, if you're truly hungry and all that stuff, man, why are you buying cigarettes? And I said, I can see that you drink too. You can tell. You can't hide this. The windows, the eyes are the windows to the soul. And we can see everything. Hey. It says, hey, Mark, hey. And here's Joshua. But anyhow, the eyes are the windows to the soul, you guys. And I could see all this stuff. Then another older lady coming by me with a cart. And she looked like she just came out of the hospital. And she's homeless. I'm not believing all this stuff that I'm seeing, And I went ahead and I helped her out. And then she's talking to me about these spiritual things that she knows and these different people. I told her, I said, that's all the devil. I said, you need to read your Bible. It's all about what's written in the Word of God. I said, you're following too much stuff that's of the world in these satanic natured clubs. Guys, this is getting ready to end. It's getting ready to end. I mean, and then when I went in there for my deli, I said, man, I better get something because, you can spend a lot of money going to the grocery store even before you get in there. They're homeless. A lot of homeless people just standing in front of the grocery stores now. Florida's really literated with it. And an older lady, I asked her, I said, are you not able to get some sort of assistance? I said, at your age, being out here like this? And she goes, I'm a liability to them. That's why they won't touch me. I'm like, wow, I can't believe everything what I'm seeing, and hearing. But yet we have tons of people living off of welfare. You would think that they could create something, This is getting ready to end, you guys. It's horrible. But most of these people, I told them too, I said, if you're not following Christ, you're going to be left behind. And I said, at any time now, nobody's even going to bother to help those that are left behind because they're going to be struggling themselves trying to find food. And things are going to be a lot worse for everybody. Not like what you're going through right now. It's going to be like this for everyone. That's why Jesus said he's going to take us out of here. Pray to be worthy to escape this, because those that do not escape this, and let me tell you something. I showed those people that picture with the angel. They could all see it. They all seen it. And I showed it to them. And they all could see it. The angel blowing the trumpet over my head. And I even talked with the guy in the grocery store that was, how they got people in there cooking food all the time? I showed him on my phone. The angel blowing the trumpet over my head. And then I showed him the spirits, how they went over my head and slowly descended down into me. I said, that's the Lord's revealing this to you, to let you see that people can be hosted. And he had a perverted sense to him, like a homosexual, and he called it gay. I told him it's perverted, it's stinking thinking. And I told him, I said, but sin is sin to God. All sin is the same to God. Don't feel that yours is worse because sin is sin to God. And I said, the devil is trying to make one look worse than the other and make you think that somebody's, when really sin is sin to God. Okay? So quit sinning. Just stop it. You call it stinking thinking. And I could tell he was starting to shake, like he didn't like it. A lot of hurting people out there. I've let 2 homeless people into my home. Well, hopefully that turned out, Daniel, being able to help them out. Because, see, now me, I would have zero tolerance on alcohol, even the cigarettes, man. If you're homeless and, I mean, if you got to smoke, you got to smoke. But I don't think you should be bumming money from people looking for help to support a bad habit. You know what I mean? It's one thing, to get a little money to get something to eat. But when you take that money to go buy cigarettes, that's wrong. That's wrong. There's no doubt about it. That's wrong. Um, that one lady, I helped her out more because, like I said, she's first thing she did, she goes, "Well, I'm going to McDonald's," and I'm going McDonald's. Yeah, that's the last place I would go to. And I gave her enough to where she could go someplace nice, someplace a lot nicer than that. Even the deli here at the Publix would have been better than McDonald's. But who knows what they're going to do, Like I said, there's a different situation going on right now. A much different situation. Let me read these texts. A lot of hurting people. Lit 2 homeless, yeah. You just do what you can for people, especially people seeking the Lord. Yeah, well, I made sure they all heard about the Lord and being careful who they following too, I still got to go get me something to eat. But I couldn't sit in the at grocery store anymore. I mean, there's like way too many people out there. There's way too many people. I mean, they're sitting there early in the morning, man, sitting out front there. Then, can you imagine once we're gone, once we leave here, what is it going to be like for those, especially those that didn't believe? Because I'm going to tell you right now, once we're gone, people ain't going to, they're not, these people, most of these people don't care. They'll walk right on by you like you're nothing, you know what I mean? And it's going to be a lot worse, especially once we're gone. Things are going to get a lot tighter. And when that happens, when things get a lot tighter here, then they're really not going to care. And then the ones God are going to take are the ones that are aware, that are trying to help, that are trying to help people. I seen a homeless guy one time. I took a bag and I bagged up some canned goods and a couple cans of soda and stuff like that. Gave him a nice bag full of stuff. It would have cost me probably $15, $20 in the store to buy this stuff. Tuna fish. And he goes, "I don't want that." He goes, "You might as well just throw that in the trash." He goes, "If you leave it with me, I'm going to throw it in the trash." I'm like, man, I said, I'm eating this stuff. This is the stuff I'm eating. This is what I had in my pickup truck. And I was thinking, this is crazy. You would think, if you really, really needed help, you would have accepted that, any help. But it's going to be real bad for a lot of people, man, when we're gone. Once we leave here, it's going to be real bad. Real bad. People can't see what's getting ready to happen, man. Let me tell you something, man. Those faces, they're very real. They're very real. There's a chin. See, there's a face. It's very lightly, but you can see the mouth, the nose, and the eyes. I can even see the eyebrows on it, where the eyelids are up. See, I can see it good. Then this face turns going forward. That's the forehead, the nose, the mouth, and there's not smiling either. I can see it. They're not smiling. They're not smiling, you guys. There's another one right there. They're not smiling. It's not going to be pleasant what's going to happen. He says he won't have no pity on him. No pity at all. None. No pity. I got to go get something to eat. I'm only going to do this live for a little bit, and then I'll load it up. I figure at least it lets me know how long I've been on here. 9:40. About 15 minutes, you guys. And I got to go get something to eat and get down the road. I'm in Jacksonville still. That's like the border of getting out of here. Then I got to go through Georgia into... But I got like 240 miles to go to where I'm going. But I could do that easy enough. But it bothers me, to see this stuff happening. It really does. I don't deal good with it like this. I'm like, hello, Michelle Koyak. Um, Someone told me to have a safe trip, Jeremiah. Uh, you just do what you can for people, especially people seeking the Lord. Yeah, well, you know what? Once we're out of here, there's going to be a lot of people seeking the Lord. Not a lot, 5 wise, actually. You know what I mean? But just be 5 wise. I try to respond to everybody, when they send a text, even my emails, all that stuff, except for scoffers. I don't mess with you guys, man. Just leave you alone. Jesus said to encourage one another. And if they're not encouraging, then what are they doing? Uh-oh, looks like I'm going to be shut off, you guys, because my phone's getting hot from being in the window here. You guys take care, man. God bless each and every one of you. Am I still on? Yeah, I'm still on. Well, I guess it didn't. I set it in front of the air conditioner. Maybe it's cooling down enough to keep it from shutting off. But anyhow, oh boy, yeah, I don't handle this well, you guys. I mean, I can handle. I've had a lot of demonic attacks, fighting against wickedness, that kind of stuff. But when you're trying to help people that are homeless and stuff like that here, what's really hard about it is when you're trying to help people that they're not even they're just, you could see the drugs. I could see it. I mean, look, I'm homeless. You guys see how I'm living in here. I'm homeless, but I got a job. Thank God for that. And I don't get paid like I should get paid, but it's a place to dwell. I can stretch out. You know what I mean? I can stretch out right here in the back of this thing when it gets cooler in the evenings if I'm not driving late at night. And sometimes I have to sleep right here in the front seat. You guys, we're living in horrible times. That's why I say when I had that dream when I was in the kingdom of heaven, where I woke up in a bed, and now I believe I know why. When I woke up in that bed was because the way I've been living these last few years. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. No, they're not grievous. Not at all. Actually, if we kept his commandments, people, if we kept his commandments and his ways, we would be happier and others would be happier. But right now, this place is so overwhelmed with the devil and the demons and stuff, the pervertedness. God's got to destroy it. He's got to destroy it. When I see people wanting to pray for the healing of this wanting this to continue on still, I'm sorry, but no. There's a lot of horrible things happening. Children being murdered, the abortions, people, supporting. It's over. It's over here. It's definitely over. Over 55 million children have been aborted. How many people were killed in World War II or World War I? Not that many. And here we're doing it because people say, oh, I made a mistake and had sex with a yahoo, got pregnant. Or, even guys that say you got a girl pregnant and then trying to give her the money for an abortion. Wow, that was a real winner. It's bad. This stuff has to be destroyed. Yep, it's a wicked and cruel world, Michelle. It's very wicked. Temple Morrow, love one another as I have loved you. By this shall men know ye are my disciples, if you have loved one to another. That is true. That is true. That's why I say I don't argue and bicker with people on here. And I tried to help everybody I came in contact with, but I didn't just give them money. I talked to them, and I showed them the pictures that this is the end time, and at least they can't say they weren't warned. And what did Jesus say? Had he not come here and shown these people the things that he could do, and yet they still hated him and they crucified him. But he showed them what they were doing. Their ways were bad. And here, if you try to help somebody, you got to let them know. It's one thing to be homeless and you need help, assistance, but man, if you're not following Christ, you're going to be left behind. You'll be left behind in this place. If you're not following Jesus Christ, and you're following what's in the world, there ain't no amount of help that's going to help you. No amount of help. It's going to be wicked. That other lady sent me, that I met in the store the other night at Denny's, she sent me a email, or tried calling me this morning. Said she sent me some photos, I guess. And, me, you guys, you know how I am, man. I'm staying close to the Lord. Close to the Lord. Oh, by this we know that we love the children of God when we love God and keep his commandments. 1 John 5:2. 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. You guys heard me read that a lot. Love of this world is an enmity with God. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes. I was sharing this with some people inside the store there. And they go, I didn't know that was in the Bible. I said, yeah, the churches aren't even telling people about it. They're too busy living the blessed lives. I told you, like, you seen those spirits go into me? The same thing's happening. They're in these other preachers, and that's why they're preaching their prosperity. They're loving their lives, and they don't read those passages. They're looking for the best things to say, the things that they like to hear. Just even like the perverted lifestyle, they're looking for the things that sound good. Judge and you will be judged, those kind of things. But see, God was talking about once somebody asks for forgiveness, you don't judge these people no more. If the person repents of their ways, you don't sit there and judge them. But if you see something that's unclean and it's bad and it's not good, we have to use discernment. And listen, discernment is judgment, okay? We have to keep ourselves. Sometimes you might have to use some judgment in order to keep yourself from being defiled. But at the same time, it's good to point these things out to people so that they're not damned. Now, whether they, it's not really you're judging them, but you can surely see their ways, what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So therefore, what do? We warn them, But they've twisted this in the Bible. They've twisted it to where they make it sound like, they've made it bad. They've twisted it. They have no fear of God. That's why I say that's the biggest thing, man. The beginning of knowledge is fear of God. Because if you truly fear him, you're going to want to keep his commandments in all his ways. All of them. Let me tell you guys something, man. When I walk throughout the day, the things that I'm doing, and I know the Lord's called me to do this, I still repent and I still say, Lord, I hope you help me through this. Help me to do what's right. And, I know from the beginning of time, let me tell you something. He's known everything that I'm going to do before I've done it. But if you don't think that I don't sit there and I don't have fear and trembling here, you're wrong. I do. I don't have a thick head. I don't think that I'm above anything or anyone. Nebraska calling me. He's calling me right in the middle of doing a live thing. Obviously, he's not watching this. Got to decline that call. If he was watching this, he would have seen I was on video. Yes, I like showing this picture too, Michelle. That picture, all it does is it's a message. It's just a message. It's not an image. It's a message. And what's at this message? The angel blowing that trumpet. There's a white horse with that little clock, which that means a little time. And then the bathtub. To me, that's a simple message. And then me with my arms being open like that, it means it's about Jesus. It's not about me. I was a kid in this photo. Um, yeah, you guys, it is nice when we can do these things live like this, ain't it? At least I know it's the up and we're seeing it. I don't have to wait to see if it downloads or not. But anyhow, yeah, man, look at these. Let me show you what these clouds look like. Looks different, don't it? See how some of them are kind of dark, and you know what I feel, you guys? I feel like things are changing. I feel like, honestly, I feel like they're changing. Like it's changing. I almost feel like we're, you know, where it says in there, we'll be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of the eye. I feel like as if people are changing. They're getting more colder. They're waxing colder. Everything that's in the Bible. That's why Jesus told us to watch. Now, let me tell you something. The only ones that are really watching are the 5 wise. Those are us that are comforting one another in here. Not those that are mocking or scoffing. Okay? Not those that are still focused on what's going on in the world. You know what I mean? Because all the things that are going on in the world, what are we going to do about it? Nothing. But we can edify one another on the things that we're witnessing, the signs of the times, you know. And like it says, we are not of the dark, and this won't come like a thief to us. It won't come like a thief to us. We're going to be ready for this. We're going to be prepared for it. We may not know that day or that hour because it's going to happen like that in the twinkling of the eye. One moment we'll be here. Remember I said I was looking in the camera and all of a sudden I turned into a spirit and flew off? Who knows? Maybe we'll be doing a live video when it happens. Huh? Wouldn't that be cool? I think so. But anyhow, I'm wondering, where can I go eat? You know? I want to go eat someplace. Like spaghetti would be good. Somebody's out here all mad, cursing. Oh my gosh, their top's coming out. Their top. I think they got a spirit in them, demonic spirit. They're cursing and then they got their tops hanging out. They literally got their letting their self hang out. You know, like where their bra should be. They're looking like somebody left them behind or something. I don't know. They're smoking a cigarette. Florida's a bad place, you guys. You remember where I told you I seen most of my activity that I seen was right here in Florida. A lot of demonic stuff going on here. This is where I had most of my activity, was in Clearwater, Florida, when my eyes were opened up to this. Let me tell you what, man, when I became homeless, I left Florida. And that's when I wanted to go all over the place and see what was going on, if it was all the same everywhere. And it was. Even when I went to Wyoming, it was all the same. Believers do not see the times that we are in, that we are the generation. Oh, yeah, professing believers. Oh yeah, they don't. They don't see it, because if they don't see it, it's because they're not with us. You know, and they even act like we're idiots, but they know. You know, well, they haven't been awoken. You know what I'm saying? And we were chosen. You know, it's like that. It's like it says. What does it say about the harvest? You know, they're sifting it right now. They're sifting it. When you harvest that harvest, what do? We sift through it. And then the chaff blows in the wind and the barley. See, that's what's happening right now. We've been separated, you know, and we're the 5 wise. We can see clearly what's going on, even when we try to share with those that say, you know, they believe in all that, but yet they don't see the signs of the time. Why don't they see the signs of the time? Because God didn't choose them. He didn't choose them. Let me tell you something. He's picking. He's picking. Not everybody. Remember what Jesus said about family, okay? And it helps me knowing now I understand that when he said, my brothers, my sisters, and my mother are the ones that do the will of my Father. Now that passage means more to me now than it ever did before, because before I always used to sit there and, I never understood that. I always thought my family were the ones, like born in the flesh and blood. That's my family, you know. But no, our true family is in spiritual. It's not in the flesh and blood. Our true family have the Spirit of God, and we've been chosen together. That's where our true family. When we get together in our spirit, we're going to understand that. How old are they? My parents? Or are you talking to Michelle? Okay. Michelle, they want to know how old your parents are. Well, Juan, you say you've had unclean dreams for about 2 weeks every night. You know where it says pray without ceasing? Well, what you got to do is wake up from those and pray. Call on Jesus, and they'll flee from you. They will. But you literally got to keep fighting it. That's why Jesus said, pray without ceasing. Now I understand that passage as well. They tried to attack me 3-4 days ago. I've been dealing with this stuff for several years. It comes and goes. They're not going to stop until we're out of here. They're trying to pervert their thinking. Look at it like this: when these attacks happen to you, it makes you draw closer to Christ. Remember where he says, "Draw close to me, and I'll draw close to you." Draw nigh to me, and I'll draw nigh to you. And that's because when we're under these attacks, we do want to draw closer to Christ, don't we? You see what I'm saying? So that's helping us grow. It's like being yielded, man. The sword being yielded in the fire. It makes us stronger, don't it? You'll get stronger from it, I promise you. I had those sexual attacks. Let me tell you, they're not as bad anymore. Now it's like it doesn't even engage. But you have to resist it. You have to fight against it. What I call it, stinking thinking. Okay? I gave my heart to Christ when my wife divorced me, and it's been 7 years now. I don't even, during the daytime, I don't even think of sex. That's why I say for it to happen to me at night when I'm sleeping, it's the only time it can happen. But now it's not as bad because I don't dwell on it. See, we have to be careful of the things that we're looking at, the things that we got to be feeding our spirit. You know how, like I'm saying, I got to go get something to eat before I hit the road here? Well, we got our food. Remember when Jesus said, I have a different food that you know nothing about. And that's feeding the spirit, man. The spirit. Yeah, that's good. You know what? Because when we get in the kingdom of heaven, Michelle, sex ain't even going to exist there. That's the only reason why there's even sex. That's to have children, and it's between the husband and the wife that cleave together. Let me tell you also another thing. A husband and wife, other people shouldn't get involved because the Word of God says that. And I've had to speak with somebody about that, saying they were having problems between their husband and wife. Number one, the Word of God says, let no man come between them. None. I'm not a marriage counselor or either one of them, but you seek God. You seek Jesus Christ in these situations. And that's the only way you're going to overcome it. It's the only way. By following Christ, you'll overcome anything. And if one partner doesn't want to do that, then you got your own answers. You know what I mean? Then you do it. If one does and one don't, that's what you do. Seek Christ, and He'll guide you into what's right. But when people separate, you're supposed to, and one's still alive, I'll be glad when the Lord's here running the show. you know. Or if he gives me power, he's going to give me that rod of iron and thump. You know, it's going to be done the way his will is. Not mine, but his will be done. That's perfect, you know. Perfect. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Crystal, thank you for posting those. I like that. Crystal's always posting Psalms on my channel, and I am very grateful to you for that, Crystal. And I can say that live. She's always posting Psalms, and Psalms is pleasing to the Lord. You know? Okay, you guys, listen, I gotta go. It's been 30 minutes almost now. I need to go and eat. I love this live, man. This is great, where we can actually really talk to each other live. It's cool. I don't think it's going to be much longer if we're going to really be live in the kingdom of heaven. You know what I mean? All right, you guys. I love each and every one of you. I feel like you're my family. You know that? Ain't that neat how we are? We're like family, especially us that are encouraging one another. You know what I mean? It is. It's like we are like family. This is so cool. Um, all right, you guys. I gotta go, man. I love each and every one of you, man. I wish I could sit here all day and do this. This is so cool. All right, man. Love yous.